Israel is done. And it probably started to really set its fate when it bombed all those residential homes in Gaza, bearing lots of women and children. And as the years progress, that number will come out, and it will not be a pleasant number. But Israel really put the nail in their coffin when they basically abused the global supply chain, when they intercepted civilian goods and planted bombs in them to try and get after some people they didn't like in Lebanon, which is an independent nation. And yeah, so they're done because throughout history, empires have a contract with the people, the little people. Yeah, we can trick you into going to war by paying you money, going on these, like Dutch, trick you to get on these ships to go, to go do the spice trade or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, empire abuses the poor people, the whatever, clueless people, but it doesn't kill, it doesn't turn its weapons on civilians. That's sort of like an unwritten rule. It's just a rule that's in our biology. So America has been supporting Israel for a long time, and Israel has been doing what America does not do itself. And let's look at the situation with, I think it was Schiphol, I forget his name, Skripal, a Russian defector, went to England, and Russia sent these guys into a small town in England to poison him with plutonium, which worked and killed him. And England was irate because they could have killed other people. So they went into their country to kill somebody, putting their people at risk. And since then, as you know, the United Kingdom has been sending Ukraine all kinds of weapons because Ukraine wants the Putin regime done with. Because again, it broke a rule of empire. And the UK still thinks it's an empire. Maybe it is. So, yeah. So if you can imagine if Russia did that to one guy it wanted to get rid of, and Israel has now done it with the supply chain, basically putting bombs through the mail. It's the same as putting anthrax through the mail. It's like Unabomber. But the Unabomber wrote a big treatise explaining why he was doing this. There are very deep philosophical reasons why he was doing it. I'm not excusing it. But Israel just did it to get after these people it didn't like. I mean, okay, call them terrorists, call them whatever you want. And in doing so, killed some kids. He killed some kids in Lebanon to get at these terrorists and killed a lot of other innocent people beside. So Israel broke the rule of empire, which has existed as long as mankind has had empires. And it's not going to happen overnight. I wish, the United States and UK would come out immediately and say, Israel, you crossed the line too far, no more weapons for you or anything, but that's not the way it works. But that is what is going to happen in the next few decades. It will be a generation before Israel is trusted again by empire, whether that empire is the United States, Europe, China, the Turks. It doesn't make a difference. They're done. They'll no longer be trusted. And so even though the West doesn't want, the Middle East is hard to stay together even with the way they're divided after World War II, and the West is everybody doesn't want to upset the apple cart, and why the United States has not really pushed Israel to make a two-state solution with the Palestinians. It's up to the Israelis to deal with that in a peaceful way, and they did not do it. That was their job. That was the agreement. We're going to give you this land, but, you make peace with those around you, and you do whatever's necessary to do that. And they did not. And they chose to use force, and the United States just, again, didn't want to get involved. Europe didn't want to get involved, let them, but now they've crossed that line. They've not been able to do it through peace, and now they're doing it through military means in a way that breaks the covenant of empire. There's embarrassed empire. There's made things difficult for empire to deal with all the satellite countries in its domain. How is the U.S. supposed to treat any other country when it allows some child of theirs, whatever of theirs, to basically abuse the supply chain to get after their enemies? It's just not going to be allowed. So Israel is dead, and I forget his name. The Colonel Larry Wilkerson has said this years ago, and others way smarter than me have said this years ago, have seen this writing on the wall, that Israel will not survive another generation. And here it is. I mean, something that I think even somebody that follows foreign relations or geopolitics in any small way can see is just not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. If empire can't do it, you can't do it. And if you do it and you embarrass empire, empire is going to come and deal with you. Just as the Romans did with the Maccabees, the Jews that were in Israel, I don't know, it was 1,500 years ago or whatever it was. So yeah, the Maccabees found out. The Jews were scattered to the four corners of the world. And the Israelis are going to find out. And they're going to be scattered to the four corners of the world because they humiliated empire. They believe that they have this persecution complex. They believe they deserve to live in peace with around those that they are stealing land from. I'm not going to get into it. In fact, all that stuff does not matter whatsoever. Israel humiliated the current empire, which won't last forever. I agree, U.S. empire will be gone one day, but for now, that's the empire. They humiliated it, and soon they will be gone.